All right, welcome to the latest version of the studio. This was going to be my shop, so it's still kind of under construction here, but everything's up, running, and working. Can run through it really quick. We have a Line 6 base pod up here, a pretty cool unit. Then we have a Digitech GSP 2101 Studio Tube amp. I have the Artist Edition firmware in there. Connects to the Control 1. Then SGX 2000 Express. I just got this a couple months ago from a guy here locally. Updated it to the latest firmware. That's all hooked up to an Ultrafoot X15. Super solid. Yeah, this is a 90/2000s cool guitar rig, I guess. And speaking again of that, here's a TC Electronic G-Force. I love that one. It's more digital. Doesn't have tubes in it like the SGX and the 2101. But super duper sounds. Then the center of the studio here is the Red 8 Pro. It's got 8 Focusrite preamps in it, and then 16 in and out, and you can change those between the preamps and the stereo inputs if you want. There's breakout cables in the back. Then we've got 6 of these 500 series preamps. Cool DBX one. And some other clones that I got for pretty cheap. Got the big Samsung wraparound display and the big huge monitor up here too, so you can watch things, or if I'm doing some video editing, we can edit videos on there. Yamaha MSP 10s. I've had these since the late 90s. I'm used to working on Yamaha powered monitors. I have some MSP 5s that I do a surround system with if I need to. Pretty cool. They're loud. They thump. Hooked up to a nice big 15-inch subwoofer down there. 800 watts. And then back to the 90s again. We got a Planet Fat. Emu Planet Fat. The swing system. An Oddity 2000. Incredible synthesizer slash arpeggiator. It's cool. It's got some analog sounds and stuff in it. Proteus 2000's got tons of really nice sounds in it. And then the newest, greatest, latest Roland Integra 7, which is controlled by the iPad, where you can call up all the different instruments and stuff like that just by going through, and you can edit it on there and everything like that too. Patch bay, everything's patched into this. There's the patch bay list. Then we go down to headphone amp, and then a Motu 128 MIDI Express. That's cool. I updated that from a Micro Express I had, since I've got all this MIDI stuff. Another patch bay that needs to be patched with these. Got some more preamps here, the Behringer ones. They're actually pretty good for how cheap they are. Then a feedback destroyer. That's mostly for when you're taking this buddy out on a DJing gig, a double CD thing. I do have an iDJ Pro rig up here from Newmark. Don't do much of that, but if you do, that's a cool rig to have. Then I just got this K2500XS Kurzweil. Super duper killer sounds on it, and the keyboard is just butter. It is so nice. Weighs a ton, but it works. SM7B for, if we want to do a podcast in here. I don't know. This is my MIDI sax, the WX11, I believe it is. They had a WX7, then they went to the WX11 because that's what I trained on classically, was saxophone. Bass guitar, my work guitar, Takamine. When I was building this place, I got a old Thrasher Takamine guitar. It's pretty cool. I keep it around. Studio Project C3 out here. I got a couple other here. I keep the real expensive mics inside because they're real expensive and I don't want them out here. Oh yeah, here's my Chulu Cthulhu trophy from the Film Quest Film Festival. We got a Crate GT 1200H amp back here with 412s. It's solid. It can go loud. It can go pretty loud. Soprano sax up top here. Nice red one. Got to keep the scales, right? Practicing the scales on that thing. Surprisingly playable for how cheap that was off eBay. Here we have a 93 or 94 Paul Reed Smith Custom 24. Beautiful guitar. I love that one. We have Acoustasonic here. Teleacoustasonic. Charvel. This is my first real electric acoustic guitar that I ever bought. It's like one of the first 300 that they made in the Charvel factory over in Korea. Plays really nice, probably because I've been playing it for 30, 40 years. What do we got here? Then we've got the Ernie Ball, Sterling actually by Music Man, Stingray 5-string bass. Then we have a Cyber bass. It's an Ibanez Ergodyne. It's made out of the same stuff they say they make rotor blades out for helicopters. It's like thick and poly something. It stays in tune really well. Plays nice. I got a nice 12-string here. Got my Ibanez RG550. My first real electric guitar, not including the piece of crap Hondo I got for my birthday when I was 15. What else we got? We got a Teleacoustic, which actually sounds better playing acoustic than the Acoustasonic, because it's made more like an acoustic guitar. But plugging them in, it's a lot better. The Teleacoustic, not the Teleacoustic, the Acoustasonic. And we've got a limited edition Epiphone Explorer. Another limited edition Fender Telecaster with humbuckers. And a set neck back there. Very cool. That's the Selmer saxophone. There's a video that I did on that one where I sucked really bad at playing it because I never play it anymore. Some cool wall guitars. Here's my drum set. This is actually the first time I've had everything turned on here, so I just noticed I didn't turn this on yet. Boom. There we go. I prefer the CY5 to having a hi-hat. Got an FD9 down there. I prefer that than having the hi-hat. It just feels better to me with an electric set. I don't know. I really like the new digital snare and the digital ride. It got twisted somehow. Those are awesome. I got the big, the Roland PM3 monitor system with it when you want to actually hear what you're doing instead of putting on the headset. Then we have our Yamaha Stage Custom Advantage, made in Indonesia. Took me years to get this set. I did a video on that too. It's beautiful. I got the DW 5000 hardware on it, double pedal and a hi-hat. Some Zildjian New Beat A's, pasty from the 80s, Splash, nice K Dark Custom Meenal or Meinl? Meenal, I'd say, because E before I, right? A little splash of pasty color sound from the 80s. Wuhan, China's stacked. A nice Z Custom Ride Zildjian, and then a Wuhan 12-inch splash that came with the big China over there. They're okay. They're pretty garbage, but sometimes people like garbage, right? So I love this kit. It's fun to play. Unfortunately, the snare I got when I was 16 has seen better days. So it's not really working right now. So I pulled the snare that came with the kit, and it's acceptable. It works. I think it needs another couple decades of playing on it to be able to sound better. Let's see. Boxes and boxes of cables, more cables, stuff to make cables with, some wall art. This is my niece, Amanda. She is awesome. She's done a few guitars like this. By hand. She just takes one of those paint pens and just draws. It's so cool. So cool. I've got a couple of them. I keep them at work because I like to show them off to people. Just got this one, Epiphone Hummingbird. Yeah, the Hummingbird one. I strung this Nashville style, so high-strung Nashville tuning, instead of having like the low string. It's out of tune, and it's like the second set of chords for a 12 string. So when you play it, it just doesn't have the bass into it, but it just is airy and tingly, and it's really cool. This is my 70s era Gibson copy. This is a lawsuit model made by Electra. It is so nice. The action is perfect on it. The neck is just thick enough and not too thick, and it just plays like butter. I love it. It's got that humbucker down there. It's super nice. I got that in a pawn shop for $50 because the jack on it was jacked. I just took it apart, resoldered it, and it worked fine. And it's worked fine since I think I was 17. It's been decades and decades. That's a beautiful guitar. I love it. Then we got our Marshall stack here. It's an MG 100. Hey man, it's a Marshall stack. I always wanted one since I was a kid. RP6. I love the Digitech stuff. They were here locally in Salt Lake back when they were in production of stuff before they shipped it over to China. But that's pretty much it. That's the studio. Tell me what you think. I'm running on the computer. I've got Pro Tools Ultimate on there. Then I've got Fruity Loops, Cubase. Started on Cubase on an Atari ST when I was living in France in the 90s. So any software you'd want, I've got in there. It's pretty cool. Of course, all the Adobe stuff for video editing, Red software to read the Red R3Ds, Final Cut, Motion, all that stuff. It's cool. I'm gonna try and make the best out of this. It's pretty small, but I think it's gonna be a good place to just kind of jam out, record some stuff. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm going to make a lot more videos on this place because it's fun to make music. See ya.